Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Gaiscioch Community Summit. This is our third quarter, summer 2022, and I'm your host, Benjamin Foghladha Foley. And we are Gaiscioch. We have been around for a little, almost 21 years. Crazy, almost 21 years. Yeah, it's well over 20 years now. It's been quite an adventure, and I must say, it's been pretty fun. So first up, we're going to cover some Gaiscioch news. First up, the game hubs have launched. If you have not seen them, head over to the gaiscioch.com website and you can click over on adventures and check out all the adventures that we're doing. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your feedback on it. And next up, the Gaiscioch 2022 for Extra Life event is coming up. That's going to be November 3rd through 6th. I decided to put an extra day on it. So usually we do 3 days. Once we did 7 days. That was crazy. But this year we're going to do 4 days because there's so much good stuff to show you. So I will show you a little bit about that in a few minutes here. But first, I would like to say we have been seeing some pretty strong new member growth in Guild Wars 2, Elder Scrolls Online, and Conqueror's Blade over the last quarter. Getting them to register on the website is another thing, but we're working on it. We'll get them to that point. And then coming up, summer is always been kind of hard for us. We are mostly adults in this community, and a lot of us have kids. And when summer comes around, we have to spend time with our kids instead of video games. So a lot of times we're off traveling. So we usually see a dip in the summer months, which we're currently experiencing right now, pretty drastically. It's kind of like who's going to attend each week is on random play. But yeah, aside from 2020 and 2021, when everything flipped and all of a sudden everyone was home during the summers, we usually see a slowdown right now. So that's what we're seeing right now. There is a new feature coming to Discord, the Discord forums channels. This will likely replace what we have on our website for the tavern. We have for a long time seen the usage of our website's tavern section less and less. And what Discord forums are is pretty much like entire channels devoted towards threads. You create a forum post and then it basically could be a forum right there on your Discord. So once that comes in, we're going to be using that predominantly instead of trying to build our own custom forum for our website. We'll just plug it right into that. So aside from that, big event, Extra Life coming up. You guys all ready? It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's in store. All right, so the Extra Life event this year is November 3rd through 6th. I'll be live streaming for 4 days, pretty much 5 games a day, possibly even 6. I might throw a 6th on there just because. It is a charity event that we've hosted for 12 years. We've had 12 live stream events raising money for the Children's Miracle Network. This has been a big deal for us. We have members who have benefited from the Children's Miracle Network. We have friends and family who have benefited from the Children's Miracle Network. We are 100% behind supporting them in their cause and trying to give children a second chance at life. I mean, what's not to love about that? We're going to be streaming 18 games over 19 stream sessions. We're going to be giving away video games. Like, if you like video games, which I suspect you guys do, you want to go to this event. This is your chance to get free video games just for watching a live stream. What's not to love about that? We usually give around between 50 and 100 games every year. So definitely check it out. Some of the prizes will be pretty limited edition stuff from the game developers themselves. So, definitely tune in for that. And then we have the awesome charity of Children's Miracle Network. They provide services for, like, no child is turned down. You go to a Children's Miracle Network hospital, they're going to take care of you whether you have insurance or not. Whatever the case, they do not turn down children. And they use our money that we raise for them to help those children in need. It's a huge cause. We started this with a kid named Tristan. He needed a new kidney. His mom was working 2 jobs, could not even afford rent, let alone the surgery her son needed to survive. And Children's Miracle Network literally picked up the tab. We raised $8,000 that very first year that we did this. And literally Dornbecker's Children's Hospital is like, yep, we're picking up the tab. So it's huge, guys. Huge. It's your chance to give back and, really save a child's life. So you can watch or play. We'll be hosting a lot of these events are going to be cooperative or MMO, and you're welcome to actually attend and come and be a contributing member to the live stream itself. Love to have you there. So learn more at gsch.info/extralife. Next up, our Summer 2022 Eldership Council. Not much has changed. We've had a few elders kind of fade off into the distance. Haven't seen them in a while, so I removed them from the list for now. But elders are always welcome back. They are selected as certain individuals that have a caretaker mentality. These are all people who have shown that they put others before themselves. They go out of their way to help people. They don't need rewards. They don't need people to pat them on the back and tell them that they're the best ever. They go out there and do this just because that's who they are. They are down to the bone, the type of people that will help you up. And these are the people that I count on to provide me guidance when I'm kind of shaping where our community is going in the future. So for Guild Wars 2, we have Gmaw Fog, Old Goat, Jillabod, Dargren, Kitty, Micah, Namri. Elder Scrolls Online is Mina, Akiran, Sir Henry Vale, Pedro, and Donna Liam. New World, Kirill, Ismina, Tip, Seacoral, and Selrina. And then our advisory board, these are people that have, not been very active in our chapters, per se, but they're still in the background doing stuff for us. So Atrim, Berga, Chemical, Glenorton, Dargren, Ian, Elena, Haggle, Radiological, Rylissa, Smitty, Terfer, Tybor, Varder, and Ulishka, my wife. And you might be like, where's Prissy? Well, part of my agreement with Prissy for her to come back into the fold was that I wouldn't make her an elder anymore. So we brought Prissy back from the great beyond, but she's no longer an elder. She wants to retire from that, doesn't want to put up with any of that, doesn't want any responsibilities. So don't bug Prissy if you got problems. Come to me. All right? In any case, down there at the bottom, you see the flags of the nations that our eldership team represents. This is how many different countries we have involved in this eldership team. Quite some diversity. So yeah, it's good. I really appreciate these guys' constant support. Next up, we got our Please Welcome slide. These people joined us this last quarter. Welcome to the family. If you ever have any questions, please. I am not that guild leader that you have to pay money to come see and talk to. That is another community that I won't name. I am frontline. I am on the front line with you. I am more than happy to sit and chat with you. So please, I'm in Discord all day. Come see me. I'd love to chat with you guys. Really look forward to meeting you all and getting to know you. Anytime you want, just come chat, please. In any case, if you want to join the community, head on over to gsch.info/join. That is where you can get started in joining the community. Next up, we have a few promotions this quarter. Slane, and Tintrich all received their Guardian title this last quarter. Over on the veteran side, we had Aquino, Axolota, Captain Bubbles, Evil Knight, Extended Orange, Geralt, Chrysana, Lord Boone, and Morpheo and Wooswood. Man, people are trying to mess me up with these names, I swear. I am horrible at pronunciations, and these are really pushing my limits. Members, we had Balehun, Gunhag, Lissy, Patner, Rufus, Soltak, and Wild Bob. Welcome to the family, guys. I look forward to seeing you guys climb the ranks. If you did not know, the entire structure of Gaiscioch is based on what you're willing to do. So everything is event-based. If you attend events, you get promoted. There's no Fog likes you, so you get promoted. This is an entire thing that you earn. You earn your keep here. So as you attend events, you will start climbing the ranks and earn new titles. All right, so thank you to the patrons. These guys kept me going, kept Gaiscioch alive when things were really dark. I used to have to do side jobs all the time, and it became really hard to do side jobs and Gaiscioch at the same time. And I kind of reached out a few years ago and said, hey guys, I can't do this if I don't ask for help. So, members were like, why aren't you asking for help already? So we threw this up. I didn't think it was going to do anything. I didn't think anyone was going to do this. I don't know why anybody would, but I can tell you I am so appreciative to all these people. They have literally kept my family going through the craziest times of my life, and I could not have done this without you guys. I owe everything to you guys. So thank you so much. You can help out at gsch.info/Patreon. Those funds go towards, keeping our website online, the database, all the tech stuff that we have plugged into the site and to the community. All the, our trademark, all of that is funded by Patreon. And so far I haven't had to have a side job again. So that's been a huge success on that front. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate all your support. Next up, here's our current progress. The active Gaiscioch population right now is 456 total active members. Those are people that have played and logged into the website within the last 7 days. So actually 30 days. Yeah, I'm doing it at 30 days. The top 5 most active games right now, we have Chapter 4, Guild Wars 2, is 383 active members. Chapter 6 is 116 active members. Our Adventure of Conqueror's Blade currently has 70 active members. Chapter 7 New World is 43 active members. And then V Rising, surprisingly, is 16 active members. Did not expect to see them on the board, but people are apparently liking being a vampire. So, yay! Alright, so next up I'm going to take you through the website improvements. I did not want you guys falling through the cracks and not realizing what has changed. So I'm going to walk you through this little by little. First up, the goals. Expansion. As you know, the Gaiscioch site was originally built for 1 game. We eventually adapted it to be 2 games. And then we started doing more than just 2 games. Things started getting crazy, and we started duct taping things together, and things started breaking, and it was a nightmare. So what I did is I kind of took it back to the drawing board. I spent over a year kind of rethinking how this entire thing is, restructuring the back end, getting it all to work right. So what we've done is made it so that we can expand dynamically, and as new games are added to our system, it will infinitely be able to spawn up new adventures and see which succeeds, what doesn't. If it doesn't work, it goes away on its own, so that I don't have to constantly spend 200 hours every time we launch a new game. So this definitely helps with the time commitment. It also allows progression, so that you can see your progress a little better. We're also going to be able to track progress by game, which is kind of neat. So, and then the ease of use. I tried to make it as easy as possible because, we're all getting older. It's not getting any easier, guys. So, I wanted to make it as easy as possible for anybody to use. So, and then encouraging participation. These new hubs are aimed at helping you know what's going on. So, I look forward to showing you this. So, we're going to hop on over. Whoops. Didn't mean to click that. Meant to click this. So we're going to go right on over to the website. There we are. Bada bing. So here we are. We are on the Gaiscioch homepage. When you go to gaiscioch.com, this is what you see. So First up, the Adventures tab right over here. This is where you can find new adventures to enjoy. Once you're logged in, you will see your adventures listed first, and it will order them based on which one you play most often. Down here, you'll see other active adventures. These are the ones that currently have active members playing them. Underneath that, we have our kind of polling interest. These are games that you might be interested in playing in the future. You just click the little star, and it adds it to your list. Down here, you can find the full adventure directory of all the games that we've previously played. If you have like a group of friends that want to go back and say, play Warface, why not? Let's go back and have a throwback, play some Warface. We all sign up for it. We start leading events. We can do whatever we want directly in Warface. So for today's use, I'm going to basically take us into, let's say, Guild Wars 2. So if I was to click on Guild Wars 2, it'll take you to the Guild Wars 2 page. This new page will show you a 5-day snapshot of recent events or upcoming events right here. It'll show you a 3-day snapshot of, actually it's 5 days still. So 5 days here, but you'll only be able to claim the 3 most recent events. So if you need to claim an event, you can simply click the circle, click select all, claim selected objectives. If you weren't there for the whole thing, you can, take off the events that you weren't there for, and then you can claim those. If you make a mistake and say, oh, I claimed them all and then I need to unclaim some things, you can use the unclaim selected objectives button to unclaim those. But everything is really accessible straight from that first page. So if you needed to do something, you can simply do it right here, claim things. You can say, oh, I want to sign up for this event, the last chance guild missions. I click the star and it automatically RSVPs me. So hey, I'm going to be attending that event. Now if I go back to the page, you'll see it's lit up with the star. Now what this will also do is add it to your calendar. So if you sync your calendar to your phone, it'll automatically add it to your phone and sync it to your time zone so that you know what time it is in your time zone. Everything on this website is in Pacific time. If you sync it to your calendar, it will sync to you whatever time you're in. And then underneath, you have the community news. This is the most recent news for our community. And that should be able to take you wherever you want to go so you can see what the new news is. So that's that. Now over on the left-hand side, you will see various things. So let me walk you through what's over here. So up here, we have, the game. We have the server that we're on, the total population. It says that I have an invite pending. That means that an elder hasn't invited me yet. Once an elder has invited me and I show up in the roster, that will change, go away. And then over here, you have adventure progress. So this is the level of the game, our adventure itself. So our adventure itself is level 34. It has 180,701 EXP. Its next level is at 1,515,437, and that's when it'll turn 35. So we just dinged 34, and now we're working our way towards 35 as an adventure. Now, as your adventure levels up, it's going to start unlocking new features. For new adventures, that's really important because at level 3, you'll unlock guides, which I haven't enabled yet, but it's working. It's just not enabled yet. I wanted to beta test everything first. And then at level 4, discussions, but with Discord discussions, I'm kind of putting a hold on that because I might just link directly to the Discord discussion and be done with the day. And then the trading post will unlock at level 5 with 25 active players. That is a new system that is going to eventually replace the marketplace and allow you to order stuff in-game between friends. Say, hey, I need this, or I have this, and allow you to buy things that other people have. Over here, you will see game information. This is just the general game information. So whatever adventure it is, you'll be able to see the trailer, a link to the homepage, link to their social media, and any sale links. Like if they're on Steam, it'll link to their Steam page. So it'll let you know all that information. Up here, you have the events calendar. So you'll have the upcoming event schedule, which shows you what's going on. If something's happening now, it'll actually light up and say happening now. Down here, you'll see the recent events. And you have easy buttons to schedule an event and claim leadership. If you are a Lord Gear or higher, those won't be there if you aren't a Lord Gear or higher. Now over on the roster page, this is something that I'm really proud of. I'm sure you guys are going to like this. Let me just get rid of this real quick. Alright, so this has some features to it. First off, it has a member list, which will show you each of the members and their arena IDs right here. Each game will have a different ID, so if I went to ESO, it'll just say ESO ID and show you the ESO IDs for quick invites. Makes it really easy to navigate and figure out who's involved. You can see when they were last seen. This is the last time that they visited the page. So a whole lot of people playing GW2. But what about characters? Well, characters are over here. So here you can see characters. You'll see what race and class they are. Now, this is where things get cool. There's a search feature here where I could say, hey, I want to see all Asuras. Who's playing an Asura? Hit search, and boom, you have it narrowed by Asura. What if I want to see who's playing a Guardian? Now you can see all the Asuran Guardians. You can even search by level for the character level, by player name or character name. And then on the Members tab, you can also search and be able to see what guild they're in. So I can pull up, let's look at Harbingers of Light. Let's find all my HOL friends. Boom, there you go. So that's an easy way for you to get around and view the lists. Once you go to like a character page, there's actually new character pages. So let's go to Foghladha. And you will see that this is built like this now. So if I had my crafting information filled out, it would show what my crafting information is. Now say, oh, well, maybe I want to edit my characters, right? You click on Edit Profile, and this will allow you to set your ArenaNet ID here, where you can click Update. If you need to invite to the guild, you want to make sure that this is filled out. And then you can create a new character. So if you create a character, you got your character name, your level, your race, your class, your guild, and then your crafting levels. You can even put in a little character story if you wanted. And that will all show up on your character page. So that's pretty handy, right? Well, let's take a look at another game and see how it changes. So the system is built pretty smart where I can customize per game as needed. So if I'm over here and I go to characters here, look, the character list page changed. You know how it showed race and class? Well, there are no races and classes in Guild or on Conqueror's Blade. So everything's different. So you have their weapon score, the unit score, total activity, last week activity, activity growth. And all of these headings are sortable. So even though the list is totally different, I can sort and it will, well, that didn't work very well. I'll have to fix that bug. This is what I do. I find bugs. That one worked. But what you can do is sort and find out, what's going on. And then character list, check this out. Again, more bugs. Yep, I broke that one. I wonder what page I'm on right now. But normally, it would show you the character list. Okay, so that's my profile. Let me go back here. And try it this way. Nope, still going to my profile. Alright, well I will fix that bug. But normally you'd be able to see the character and all the things that are applied to that character. So let me try it this way. I'm going to go back to the overview. I'm going to get you to that character page one way or another. It's going to happen here. Alright. No, I'm on the other account. Well, I can create a character for Conqueror's Blade and you'll see. So here you go. So there's no race, no class drop down because those are not part of Conqueror's Blade. So each individual adventure can list the things that it's part of. So like if you have classes, you have professions, you have races, all that can be added to the system as a manager. So your manager will actually add it and then it will dynamically build around that. But like for Conqueror's Blade, I can stick in the unit levels of all my units here. So basically every unit in the game I can add in there. Every weapon skill I can add in the game here. And then I still got my character background. All that will show up on the character page when you get there. So that is a super nice little view. I will fix the little bug I found, and it should be working. And then news. News is kind of just general game news. We will also eventually have news about the adventure itself in there, and possibly even character stories. So here you can see all the recent events or news that went down. We have all kinds of games. It doesn't matter if you're in Elder Scrolls Online, Any one of these has the same kind of features. So you still have news right there. You can check out the roster. ESO's roster is a little different. I'm going to try going here and seeing if it works. It works on... So it's only Conqueror's Braid that's broken, apparently. But here you can see I'm a Breton, Templar. You can see my crafting skills. So everything kind of changes based on which game you're on. So that should be pretty easy to use. You can also click to rejoin this chapter. To quickly rejoin the chapter. That button will show up if you need to join it. If you've never been a member, it will just say join the chapter. And then check-in will reset your... Oops. Normally, check-in would reset the timer for you, but in all honesty, I've made it so that when you visit the actual page now, it'll update the timer for you. So that shouldn't be needed anymore. You can click request an invite if you need an invite, and that will show up in the invite list for the managers and the elders to know that they need to send you an invite. And then again, edit profiles where you can add your characters, update your account, set your ESO ID or whatnot. All of that information is right there for you to do. So this is all getting polished. As this becomes solid, I'm going to activate the guides, and then I'll have a whole new wave of bugs to fix. And then hopefully I'll have the discussion and trading post online soon. I just don't want to turn it all on and have a whole mountain of bugs to figure out. So with that, we are going to move along here and go back and take a look at some of the things that we are playing. So let me jump on over here. There we are. So we have 4 types of things going on here. We have chapters, which are extra large. Those are 200 plus people. Expeditions, which are typically over 100. Adventures, which are up to 100. And then war bands, which are like small groups of people. Like if you're playing a co-op game with friends, you got 5 people together, that's a war band. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. So first up, we have Guild Wars 2. This is by far our biggest chapter right now. It is about twice the size, almost 3 times the size of any other game that we play. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's new in Guild Wars 2.
That's my cue. Hello, DR. My name is Scarlet, and I've come to play with you.
Alright, Guild Wars 2 is revisiting the original living story. So for the longest time you weren't able to play it, and now you can. So if you ever wanted to try it out, you came in the game late, weren't able to see it, you can now play through the entire thing. It's pretty cool. Now, Guild Wars 2, we have a pretty consistent player base. So, like, this has been rock solid for over a decade. It hasn't really gone one way or another. It constantly fluctuates between the 300 and 500 mark. We see activity patterns pretty regularly, just shift either way. Usually around summertime it dips like it has, but we are seeing a pretty good increase of players coming in for our new player events. We have been hosting a new player event at the final week of every single month, and we've been getting 3 to 5 new members every time that we do it. So it's been quite a lot of good things going on. They actually just reworked all the low-level world bosses, which is what we've been doing with those new player events. And it's been fantastic. It's been a lot of fun. Now, I do have some sad news, and that is that we are in the final days of Sanctum Morale. The World v. World restructuring is nearing. Probably by 2023, it will finally release. And then it will be based on Alliance name, not server name anymore. So the last remaining piece of Sanctum Morale is going to disappear. We still do have the Historian Gaiscioch, and I will be trying to create a Sanctum Morale alliance. We will see if I'm able to pull that off, or if somebody else ninjas the name or not. If they do, oh well, we'll find something better. So, in any case, it's going to be an interesting few months. So I'm not sure when this will actually go live. Like they've been planning it for several years. It's finally in beta testing, so we'll see if it actually sticks and if we can actually see the alliance system and stuff like that. So it's currently in testing, so we'll see how it plays. All right, so what's new in Guild Wars 2? You can re-experience Season 1. It is finally restored so that you can make the whole thing playable. The Festival of the Four Winds is August 2nd through 23rd, currently going on right now, I believe. The low-level world bosses revamp just hit, so all 4 of the original world bosses, the first 4 that are in the very first zones, all of those have been reworked and have completely new mechanics. They are not like sleepers anymore. You don't just stand in one spot and kill them. There's a lot of things that go on. So, World v. World restructuring beta is the 12th through the 19th, currently happening now, I believe. Guild Wars 2 is celebrating its 10th year on August 28th. You can expect there to be some pretty significant parties going down and some rewards. If you're going to PAX West, I know they're throwing a huge party this year. So get connected up on their forums. They have posts about that. I won't be there, but I hope that some people get to go. It's definitely a good time. Every ArenaNet party I've gone to has been a blast. So be sure to go if you're in the neck of the woods. All right, next up we have Elder Scrolls High Isle. This was a pretty big deal launching recently, and I have to say it's a pretty neat little expansion. We've been kind of playing AVA over there. We haven't really dabbled into this yet, but I do have plans to make a visit a little later on in the year. So here's what you have in store for High Isle.
The Steadfast offers aid to all comers, regardless of their race, creed, or allegiance. But as the conflict creeps ever closer to High Isle shores, it brings pain, suffering, and
opportunity. Day by day, the ascendancy grows stronger. And we will not allow Tamriel to be sacrificed at the altar of cooperation.
Tamriel must find peace and unite under a common banner. Protect the innocent. We must end this war.
By any means necessary.
All right, so High Isle's out. We have been doing AVA events for the last 2 months, and we've been averaging between 5 and 10 people. We have been playing in the non-CP campaign every Sunday morning. Right now, we are currently rotating between skill lines and AVA, mainly because we wanted to unlock the Sigic Order skill line, which apparently is very good for PvP. So we figured we'd unlock that together and be rotating the PvP nights in those. We even stole a scroll, guys. I mean, it's been years since we stole a scroll. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun. So come out on Sundays. It's been a lot of fun. We are doing the skill unlock events. Like today was our first one. We're going to do another one in 2 weeks. And if this is popular and we want to keep doing this, we'll look at other skill lines too and start unlocking those. This is a really good time to kind of rejoin the community. Guild Wars 2, Conqueror's Blade, New World, they all started, like, we've had tons of members rejoining ESO right now. ESO is in a very good place. It's moving forward. We're seeing some growth finally. So I look forward to seeing a little more ESO in the calendar, I hope. So feel free to join in. We are publicly listed, so if you're looking to join up, just open up the Guild Finder and find Gaiscioch. We're in there. You can join us really easy. All right, next up, The Lost Depths. This is what's coming August 22nd. You can explore and expand upon the legacy of the Breton adventure with the Lost Depths Dungeon DLC. This is their, every kind of chapter, they usually have 2 dungeon DLCs and then a couple open world DLCs, and this is the dungeon one. So the legacy of the Bretons Continue your adventure with 2 new stories that connect the events of High Isle. Earthen Root Enclave, defend the besieged Earthen Root Enclave. Graven Depths, or Graven Deep. Join the hunt for a long-hidden secret of the legendary Druid King. And then Bounty of the Sea. Claim new rewards found only within the Lost Depths. Bunch of new things in there. And then ESO is going to be at QuakeCon, August 18th through 19th. That's like right around the corner. I guarantee you they're probably going to make some kind of announcement there. So check it out. It should be a lot of fun. Next up, we're going to talk about Conqueror's Blade. This has been a kind of a surprising game. I didn't expect it to take off as well as it did with our community, but it has been a staple for the last 2 years, almost 3. Yeah, 3 years. And you know, we have a very vibrant community there. We're actually doing some things that we never thought we'd be doing this season, and it is pretty intense. But first, let's give you a little rundown on what Conqueror's Blade is.
Venture to a vast world consumed by conquest, where armies inspired by history's greatest military forces clash in search of glory, territory, and the spoils of war. And warlords can rise from the lowest ranks to reign supreme over an empire. This is Conqueror's Blade. Conqueror's Blade is a tactical online action game like no other. In this land, opportunity lies everywhere. But war is always on the horizon, and you must be ready for it. First things first, create a warlord, your own personal hero. You can customize them to your liking. Will you be a kind-faced conqueror or an imposing warmonger? Your warlord can specialize in different weapon classes. The weapons you wield each have unique playstyles, attacks, and special abilities. Try the classic longsword and shield, the brutish maul, the long-reaching spear, the martial arts-inspired pike, the explosive power of the musket, and lots of other weapons available in your arsenal. Switch at any time to try them all out and see which playstyle suits you. Once you're up to speed, it's time to build your own personal army. Dozens of melee, ranged, and cavalry soldiers are available to heed your every command. Unlock historical-inspired units like the Winged Hussars, Shield Maidens, Namkan Archers, and Sifanarioi. New warriors join the fray every season, so be sure to adapt your unit loadout and strategies regularly. Next, let's dive into the combat. There's a diverse range of maps to fight on, from bloody battlefields to huge fortresses, and even legendary cities. Engage in brutal skirmishes in field battles against enemy teams, and unleash the full force of your army in siege battles. Massive conflicts fought on a truly epic scale. These explosive clashes pit 2 teams of 15 players and their units against each other. Deploy siege engines and explosive weapons to breach enemy defenses. Attack or defend your ground, and use every military tactic and gambit at your disposal to attain victory. When you want to up the stakes, pledge your blade in territory wars. Waged twice every week, these PvP events see enemy houses and factions wage war on a server-wide scale. Join a house with your friends and compete to claim land and build your prestige. Controlling territories lets you set tax rates to earn weekly revenue for your house and craft war supplies at discounted rates. At the end of every season, prepare for a climactic showdown in huge maps like Reginopolis and Turulvaros. You can battle it out with hundreds of other players simultaneously to really put your leadership skills and tactical mastery to the test. With regular free updates and seasons, you're never short of new and exciting things to do. Play often to discover new lore and factions, more units to unlock, new battlefields to conquer, and Battle Pass rewards, including exclusive cosmetics for your warlord, mount, and units. Look out for even more special events like boss battles and holiday-themed showdowns. New frontiers call to you, warlord. Arm yourself, steel your nerves, and prepare to venture into the world of Conqueror's Blade.
Alright, so that's a little rundown on what Conqueror's Blade is. If you want to play, go to gsch.info/play/cb. That'll jump you over to their registration page. It is free to play. Highly recommend it. Join us on the NA West server. That's Cloudwing Valley. I host the War Report every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. Pacific Time. That's where I do a rundown of all the things that happened in Territory Wars. This season we had 2 new Norseam units, the Varangian Guards and Huskarls. We also had a new tutorial system added into the game with all new revised path system. A lot of different rewards. Very easy to plug into this game and play for free and become viable really fast. There were lots of quality of life improvements this season. Overall, it was kind of a fixing a lot of bugs, revising a lot of OP things, kind of making the game run smoother kind of season. So next season, they are hinting at gladiators and possibly even Rome. So we'll see how that all plays out. So for us, as Hibernia, aka Gaiscioch, in Season 12, so 11 seasons we went as basically Switzerland. We didn't fight anybody. We tried not to fight anybody. We didn't do anything. We just built everything and made everything valuable, and we had siege weapons able to be crafted at our facilities. We were basically the arms dealer of Cloudwing Valley. Well, in Season 12, people started poking us a lot, and we said, screw this. We're going to burn our place down to the ground and go west. We're going to fight the toughest foes we can face and just, trial by fire it. And we've done really well. We've actually done really well, especially with it being summertime and our population just being all over the place. So we are literally on the doorsteps of Regionopolis. We are looking to actually poke Regionopolis by the end of the season. We have 2 battles left, and I look forward to seeing you guys there. We are planning to poke the regional capital of Regionopolis just to say we did, because we have been the pacifists this whole time, and we finally came out of our shell and started fighting people. So, should be interesting. We have definitely fought more than 60 battles over the last couple weeks. It's been insane. We have fought more this season than we have the entire 11 seasons before. So it's been quite an intense season. We have 2 separate stacks of 20 that are Discord required, and then we have my stack, which I take on all the new players. So the people that are just, attending Territory Wars for the first time. You need a little lesson. You need to know what to do, what not to do. I'm your guy. I'll help you out. If you'd like to get involved, go to gsch.info/cb. Next up, let's take a look at New World. I do not have a new trailer for you guys because they haven't put one out other than the Arenas trailer about 2 months ago. And so, yeah, when they put out a new trailer, I'll be sure to share it with you. But this time, it's all about the Melody Fair. There are these little stands with music playing. You can interact with them, and they give you loot. There's one in every town. You can loot them every day. Pretty nice. There is new musical instruments that kind of play like a trade skill. And you can go around the world, and there's little places that you play, and you can learn notes and find different songs. And yeah, you can now play instruments in New World. Aside from that, there's the new Barnacles and Black Powder Expedition that I believe just launched, or it's coming out next week. And then you have the Expedition Group Finder, which is still kind of, I don't think they've released that yet. They had problems with it, so they took it off, and then they were supposed to bring it back. However, tuning orbs have been removed. So if you had tuning orbs in your inventory, they have turned into loot chests that you can loot. And then loot has been completely rebalanced. So it's a lot easier to get your hands on stuff. So that's a yay. There has been a lot of good features coming into New World. However, I must say, Community-wise, it's in a rough spot right now. We do have PvP faction quests and corruption breaches every Friday night at 6 p.m. We usually run 3 laps of PvP quests to help earn the currency for PvP and get you your gypsums from those corruption breaches. However, there is not a whole lot of active players left in New World, so it's kind of in a rough place, and I'm hoping that we can turn this thing around. I'm hoping they can do an ESO and turn the ship around before it's crashed into the shore. But if that's the case and things do go by the way of the dodo, we'll probably still have our little group there, and we'll just make it open and just let people rotate in as much as they like. But yeah, it's right now kind of in a rough spot. So it is our 4th most played adventure. So we still got about 40 active players logging in daily and stuff, but overall it's pretty rough. All right, next up we got V Rising. This is a little game that I never expected to take off as well as it has, but we have seen quite a few people looking to play this game. Let's go ahead and give you a little preview. Alright, V Rising is a little game from a little studio, and it's a co-op game that is proud to suck blood. It is quite the fun little vampire hunter, I must say. If you are a fan of kind of action RPGs, this would be your game. If you're a fan of boss fights and like fighting bosses with all different mechanics, complicated mechanics, this is your game. If you are a person that wants to spend 400, 500 hours playing a game and expecting new content every single week, this is not your game. This game is very limited on what content they have available currently right now. When you get about into your 70s up to 80 level, gear level, it's about the cap. There's not much to do after that, but it is in early access, continually being developed. I'm currently leading us over on the official NA West 3030 server. So if you want to join us, you can come on over there. You don't even have to be in the clan. Clans are limited to 4 players apiece. We have 2 of them currently right now. But we have found that even if you're not in the clan, I can still give you stuff, and that will raise your guild level up. So you can join us, be part of the fun. You can log in on our Thursdays 3 p.m. Pacific event and partake in the fun. We go raiding different villages and stuff, and we try to kill major bosses and get you new skills. The game is basically played by going forth, attacking various bosses, and those bosses give you skills, and they teach you how to build stuff. So you get crafting recipes from them, you get skills off of them. And if you were a fan of Guild Wars 1 skill hunting, this is definitely your jam. It's a complete skill hunting game. You go around, you collect skills, and then you can also build new stuff. And then you craft it all up. And then you can recruit henchies to do all your crafting for you. So you basically tell them, hey, go out in the world and get us supplies. And then you can do that over and over and over again. And it's fun. So definitely check that out. We do that every Thursday, 3 p.m. currently. Pretty much this will be our last month in the game, streaming it. And then we're going to move on to some other games, but I will still be playing it on the side. So you're more than welcome to join in the fun. We will be featuring this game during our Extra Life event coming this November. Next up, Gloria Victis. This is a fun little game that we have been following for several years, and I think you might just enjoy it. So take a look at this and see what you think. Alright, Gloria Victis is a MMORPG that is built around siege warfare. While it does say it's a PvP game, there is a whole lot of PvE available. There's a lot of questing, public quests, public raids, all kinds of things. As much PvP content as there is even more PvE content at this point. And I can tell you from experience, it is very rare you actually encounter another player of the hostile faction in your area. It just isn't seen very often. And normally if you're doing PvE quests, they leave you alone. Most of the PvP is actually focused where things pop up and say, hey, there's a war going on here, and people accumulate to that war. So if you want a PvP, there is literally callouts that will port you to where you need to go to join the fights and get involved. So the PvP is kind of directed, whereas the PvE is kind of open world exploration. They are having a whole map revise here soon. The 1.0 version is coming out real soon here. It's supposed to launch this fall. And it is from some of the original developers of the Witcher series. So if you like the Witcher's music, it is pretty much Witcher music through the whole thing. I mean, it's very inspired by it. There are 3 factions in this. They all fight over territories, and you can upgrade those territories that you get. We've been involved in the development and testing of this game since 2015. So we have seen it come quite a ways, and it is at a place now where I am happy to say that we're going to be streaming this on Wednesdays, 3 p.m., probably for the next 2 months, possibly even 3 months. It is in a very good place right now. So as it's approaching its official launch this fall, I definitely want to give it a little run on our streams and let people see what it's all about. It is worth picking up and trying out. All right, so next up, we're going to be taking a dive into the things that we are currently exploring. This is the proving grounds, where we decide whether or not games sink or swim. These are the games that we're going to try out for a month, and if people like them and people are continuously playing them, and the same number of people that are playing it at the first week are playing it at the last week, then we'll keep it and move it on into our regular appearing games. If, people are there one week and then nobody's there the next week or the week after, then we tend to just let it go. So we'll see. But first up, the first game on the list is a very surprising game called Tower of Fantasy. We looked at several of these types of games. Genshin Impact was the first one that we looked at, and it was widely popular, but the co-op was terrible. Like, beyond terrible. So that was kind of a giant thing. Before a community that likes to play together, that's kind of essential. And we're like, oh, that sucks. And then Noah's Heart came out, and after 3 days of not being able to meet what they called inactivity, they deleted our guild. So we kind of bounced on that. And our last hope was Tower of Fantasy. This is the only other one that's kind of like Genshin Impact that's supposed to be an MMO that is community driven. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at what this is all about.
We have crossed the galaxy and arrived at Ida to build a new era with our own hand. We claim to be the new gods and have built the Tower of Fantasy, craving omnium just like the stars. But this unstable gift destroyed the new era. The old days are now an illusion, and a new world is coming. My long-cherished wish is about to come true. Welcome to the new world.
Alright, this is an anime-inspired cross-platform MMORPG. The MMO features a large, open-world, sci-fi-themed anime aesthetic, fast, smooth action combat, the ability to interact with your environment, and active PvP system. We are currently on the server The Glades. We will be exploring this as a community every Friday for the rest of this month, starting this coming week. So Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. That should be... No. So 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's 3 p.m. Pacific time. My bad, guys. And if you would like to join the adventure, gsch.info/g/TOF. You can also go to that little adventure button I showed you earlier. Click on that, and you'll find Tower of Fantasy in there. We are welcoming everybody to join us. Anyone that wants to, more than welcome. We have the guild open. It is not deleted after 3 days. We're happy about that. And it is going good. I mean, so far we have 7 people in the clan, and all 7 seem to be playing pretty regularly. This is definitely a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting much worse, and I am happily surprised. So, congratulations, Tower of Fantasy. You managed to be the game that we were looking for. So, the cool thing about it, guild systems, the limit is 150 people to start. And every level that you gain on your guild increases it by another bunch of people. So I'm not sure what the top cap is, but there's no way in hell we're filling up 150 people to begin with. So we're happy about that cap where it's at. You can play this game on your PC or mobile device and play the same account, same character on either one. So if you're like, oh, I got to go somewhere, I got to ride on a train for the next hour and a half, I can play this game while I'm on the train. Oh, I'm back at home, I can play on my computer, same character. So it's really handy on that front. So definitely check it out. Worth the download. It's going to be one that we'll be featuring. So if you're curious, just tune in the streams on Fridays, 3 p.m. Pacific, and look forward to showing you that. Next up, we have Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. Now this game originally was released as a PvP-only game, and then more recently, this year, they released a PvE mode to this game. And I have to say, after playing it once, well, technically twice, once on air, I can say that it's a lot of fun. If you are a fan of games like Thief, Deadly Shadows, this would be your jam. If you're a fan of For Honor, this would be your jam. It definitely has a lot of those kind of mechanics tied together. It is a lot of fun. Go ahead and check this out.
We are the Forest Shadows. Ghosts, running silently between the straight, cold lines of a corrupt state.
Quieten down, don't shed a tear.
They count, ration, manipulate.
There's a wolf in the night and he's talking to me.
They've taken everything from those they claim to protect.
When the statesmen ravage and
Authority and steel will not stop us. We aren't an invading army. We are wraiths. We bypass defenses and strike at the heart.
The ghost of the forest, the wraith of the night. Won't blink twice, he'll be by your side. The stag on his paper, it's the archer's eye.
We take back what was stolen,
When the hoods both fly
and the people call us heroes.
from the dead all night.
To others, we are rivals. We are all outlaws. But some of us will become legends.
When hoods both fly.
Alright, Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. Aside from making several very, very good trailers, each one of their trailers is equally as good. I have to give them some hats off to the quality of craftsmanship on those. But this game is kind of the surprise. It was available on the Epic Game Store for free. It was available on the PlayStation Store for free. And I picked it up on both while it was free and decided to check it out and realized that there was this new PvE feature that was tied into the game, which wasn't there when it first launched. So this was kind of excited me, and I'm like, hey, Don, Pedro, Micah, let's go play this. So we've been streaming this on Mondays. So all Monday we're going to be streaming this on the 3 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern time slot, and we'll be streaming for about an hour and a half every Monday so you can get a look at it. If you want to join in and want to play with us, let me know and we can set up some sessions to play, because I would love to have some more people to play with. This is a stealth-based action adventure. Teamwork is absolutely required. It is cross-platform support, so between PC and PlayStation and Xbox, you can play cross-platform. It is cooperative play and competitive PvP. So if you are into PvP, there's a whole PvP mode. Like the vast majority of the game was built around PvP. But there is now cooperative play, which is really fun. It's definitely increased difficulty from the PvP version, but that's what makes it fun, right? And you progress even if you lose, which we found because we lost a lot. It was brutal. But yeah, we had fun doing it. So next up, this little game of Arcadegeddon. I doubt many of you guys have heard about this. It is available on the Epic Store, PlayStation, and Xbox. It is a wacky shooter that is a ton of fun. It is cooperative in nature, absolutely 100% focused on cooperative play. There is some PvP modes that are kind of party-style games, but the core mechanic of this is all PvE. So go ahead and give it a look.
Welcome to Super City, where the last hometown arcade is at risk of extinction. The shop owner Gilly has created a game to save the arcade. But an evil corporation has infected it with a virus.
My machine! Not only are they corrupting Arcadegeddon, but FFC is taking over the leaderboard. I can isolate the threat, but I need you to buy me some time. The more people we get playing the game, the more we'll be able to fight back against the virus.
Go into Arcadegeddon and raise some hell. This place is like a straight-up gamer paradise. I had to change into my smashing gloves. Let's do it. Okay, see you on the other side, mate. The universe harbors many wonders and secrets.
We'll be seeing seeing your name at the top of the leaderboards in no time.
Never miss a second of all the gaming action that takes place in and around Super City.
You're asking if I'm ready to play? The answer is, I'm hella stoked.
Alright, there you have it. That's Arcadegeddon. It is going to be featured on our Extra Life charity live stream this fall in November. It has just officially launched. You can join us for a month-long exploration of Arcadegeddon as we shoot, slide, parkour our way through countless worlds in this cooperative looter shooter. We're going to be streaming it every Monday throughout September, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And I look forward to seeing you there. If you want to play with us, let me know. I'd love to have some guest stars. You can get an early look at one of this year's best games of 2022. I highly recommend this game. It was available free on PlayStation Store. I'm not sure if it still is or what, but it is well worth whatever you have to pay for it. It is highly recommended by me. One of my favorite games this year. So gsch.info/g/ARCD. If you'd like to learn more, that'll jump you over to our adventure page. Next up, we're going to take a look at Fractured. Now, a lot of people have kind of hemmed-hawed whether or not we're going to play this or not. We have kind of been on the fence here and there. When Game Ago took over and stuff, we were kind of, I don't know. But taking a look at it myself, I have decided that I will stream this one. So we're going to be going and giving it a little look here coming in September. So here, let's go ahead and show you what they have in store. Alright, Fractured is kind of a sandbox MMORPG. There are 3 different factions or kind of planets, worlds that you can embrace. The first one has all like animal characters on it, and that is the full PvE server. So like that is the world where there is no PvP. Once you get to the human world, that is where there is kind of a mix between PvP and PvE. And then when you get to the demonic world, that is no holds barred, full loot PvP, as brutal as it gets. So depending on where you choose, you can choose to play in the friendly animal territory, or you can choose to play in the human territory or the demonic territory. And then apparently I think there's a way to go between the worlds too. So I have not explored this game a whole lot, but I'm going to in September. I don't know if anyone wants to join me, but if you do, let me know. I could use some companions on this adventure. It'll be Thursdays in September at 3 p.m. If anyone wants to join, please hit me up. I'd love to reach out and at least have somebody to go into this sandbox with. In any case, I will be streaming all September, and we will explore to the depths I can get to within that month. And if you guys like it, we'll continue it. We do have a guild open already, so if you need an invite, just let me know, and I'll definitely connect you up. So in any case, next up, we're going to take a look at some of the games on the horizon. Now, not all of these trailers are friendly to all eyes. So if you are easily offended, you might not want to watch this next one. There's not much I could do about it, but you know, it is what it is. So sit tight and enjoy it. Our first game on the list is Soulframe. This trailer dropped recently at the recent game conference that went down, and I have to say the excitement level went through the roof. This is from the people that made Warframe, which was a very active game in our community for a long time. And this is a fantasy genre game inspired by Princess Mononoke and the never-ending story. What's not to like about that? So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
It began as song, pitched sweet and solemn. They that heard came hollow, fallen. Their children raised in castles loved, made hunters grave, of others not.
Remember this. We are a family.
Yet beyond the pale of Odin's sky live verdant fields of rain and wild, where omen beasts of Alka's lost remember still and tell the ghost. So listen well. Envoys of shame, and bear their souls within your frame. Find your spirit, your grace renewed, and return to earth, her power true.
Alright, so Soulframe is from the creators of Warframe. It is a new fantasy MMO. So it is going to put a heavy emphasis on melee combat. It was inspired by Princess Mononoke and the Neverending Story. It is going to be fantasy themed. It's going to be free to play. Action hybrid MMORPG. If you are familiar with Warframe, that was Space Ninjas. Highly fast-paced, like incredibly fast-paced kind of gunplay, swordplay. This is going to be a little more slower-paced, and it's going to have procedurally generated areas. So the world will be vast and endlessly being able to explore it. You'll be able to play it with friends, and based on the fact that we had such a big Warframe community for a while there, I suspect we're going to probably have a pretty good size Soulframe community when this finally launches. As Princess Mononoke is probably one of my favorite movies of all time, this trailer really kind of touched me in the feels there. Really love it. If you have not seen Princess Mononoke, I highly recommend it to all human beings. You should all watch it. It is a very, very impactful movie. It'll change your life. So, in any case, next up. What? There's a new Lord of the Rings game coming? What? Who says? No way. Let's go ahead and check this out. I think you guys are going to like it.
The Forge's fire has long gone cold. Under the mountain of Durin's folk, a shadow took our treasured halls. Now it calls us back. Khazad-dûm. Speak, friend, and enter.
All right. Return to Moria is a cooperative survival game that is going to be up to 8 players. So if you were a fan of Deep Rock Galactic and you were a fan of Valheim, think about if they had a baby. This would be this game. You have 8 friends joining you on this procedurally generated endless cavern exploration game. You can dig for treasure. It's all procedurally generated, so every time you go in, it's going to be different. And you're going to basically have a story-driven quest that leads you to rebuilding the kingdom of Khazad-dûm. So, yeah, I totally pronounced that wrong. But, Dawn, you can educate me later. It definitely has an in-depth crafting system involved. There's going to be a whole lot of kind of survival-y gameplay here, as well as exploration gameplay. I look forward to trying it out. As soon as it's pre-order available, I'm pre-ordering. I don't know if anybody else wants to try it out, but I will be happy to take some of you on an adventure, and we can check it out and see if it, sinks or swims. Could be a great game, could be an awful game. We never know. But we'll find out. We definitely will find out. In any case, next up, we're going to take a look at this little gem. This has been a game that I've been following since it was under a whole different name, which I'm not sure if I should mention or not, but they basically decided to go against the IP that they were originally tied to. They basically recreated a bunch of stuff, broke off of their original overlord, and decided to go their own direction and create this new MMO that's coming out. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this is all about, and you can make the decision.
For generations, they have sought its power. Ember. No one can tell you where to find it. There are no guides. You must discover the path for yourself. And when the darkness surrounds you, only you can light the way out.
Alright, this is a modern take on the classic MMORPG genre. It is a sandbox universe. There are no quest hubs, there are no mini-maps, and no railroads. You basically explore the world, you find things to do in those areas that you're doing them, and it pretty much is self-propelled kind of sandbox universe. There are epic adventures and epic encounters waiting for you, so you will need your friends to be able to take on certain content. Sometimes you'll need a lot of friends, and this will be a subscription-based MMORPG with no cash op. From what I've been seeing, they're shooting for pretty much the standard $14.99 with a early adopter as a $9.99 subscription. So that's what I've seen so far. I will be checking it out, and we will be streaming it as soon as I can. And we will also be featuring this during our Extra Life live stream. However, I have some friend passes for the beta, and if you would like to try this game out and join me on the adventures for the Extra Life live stream this fall, please reach out to me. I have at least 5 keys to give away, and I would like to have some people be able to join me on this. So who knows? We're going to check it out. If it's good, it's good. With the sub, I can't say that it's going to succeed super well with our community. We've predominantly moved to the free-to-play games. But you never know. We have subbed in the past. We were subbed with Warhammer. We were subbed with Rift. We were subbed with ESO originally. So it could be a thing. We'll see how it goes. But I do look forward to exploring it while we can. So with the beta, there is no sub. So you can play it without the sub. So aside from that, what is this little game? Gangs of Sherwood. Have you ever heard of it? I hadn't heard of it until most recently when it was revealed. So give this little game a look and see what you think.
The sheriff appreciates your contribution.
Alright, Gangs of Sherwood is a 4-player cooperative RPG. You get to play as one of the merry men, combine your attacks, and free people in this futuristic dystopia inspired by the legend of Robin Hood. Now, this is very kind of steampunky-ish. It's kind of weird. I've never seen Robin Hood gone into a steampunk world, but it almost has a steampunk feel to some parts of it, which should be interesting. Now, it is just a 4-player cooperative game, so I'm not sure how well it's going to go. We will probably stream it and let you guys decide whether or not we should keep playing it and rotate it into our existing lineup, or if we should move along. But it definitely caught my eye, and I know that Robin Hood is usually a good theme with our community, so I figured I'd tie it in there and see if you guys like it. So you can look forward to me streaming this when it comes out. You can go to gsch.info/g/GOS if you're interested in playing it. I could definitely use some co-stars. I'll need 4 people to play it with for the live stream. So if you're interested in checking it out, feel free to hit me up. Moving along, the big deal, guys. Nightingale. Now, I'm sad to report that this has been pushed back to 2023. Should be in the first half of 2023, but it has definitely been pushed back to 2023. This game is one that we've been looking forward to. Let's go ahead and check it out and see what was revealed just recently in their latest trailer.
You're alone in the realms, I'm afraid. The portals are a mess. Not even sure if Nightingale made it. Given how fragile you humans are, I'd say that staying fed, dry, and rested should be your priority. If the portal arch is inactive, you'll need to make realm cards from rare resources. Once you have realm cards, you can activate the portal. Beware though. Foul things lurk in the interrealmic void, waiting to get in. Be ready with your axe pick. Have offended. Think but this, and all is mended.
Alright, Nightingale is a first-person PvE open-world survival crafting game that is playable in solo or cooperative with friends. You build, craft, fight, and explore as you venture through a mystical portal, or through mystical portals into a variety of amazing, and fantastical realms. It is procedurally generated, another game taking on the procedurally generated universe. So every portal that you enter will be different. You will be able to recruit worker NPCs that will automate production or assist in resource gathering. It is a Victorian gas lamp fantasy world, which has a very distinct style and is pretty unique. I really, from the first time I saw this game, I was like, well, this looks like something we're going to end up playing. So I do plan on launching an adventure here. I will probably even rent a server for it when it comes up. So you can look forward to that in 2023. You can sign up and show your interest in it by going to gsch.info/g/ng or find it on our Adventures tab. It is something that we've been following for a while, and I think we'll probably have a pretty good community here once it launches. Next up, we have one more game that I wanted to show you. With E3 and all these game shows recently dropping all of this new content on us, it's been a bunch of stuff that I wanted to show you. I only showed you the best of what I saw. There is several other things out there that will likely pop up on our radar and we'll end up doing, and I'll cover some of those in a moment, but this is the last actual video I'm going to show you tonight. So First Descendant is a game that came out of nowhere. I had no idea it was being made, and recently, like last week, dropped its first trailer. So here you go. This is what's coming out. First Descendant is a third-player cooperative action RPG shooter in which you play as a descendant who inherits the unknown powers and makes them stronger to fight against the invaders to protect humans. Now has tons of massive boss fights from what I've seen. Everything I've read says that this plays a lot like, like Outriders or Destiny, kind of one of those co-op shooters. So I think that we will probably see a pretty healthy interest in this initially. I'm not sure how long it's going to last. I'm not sure if it's going to be a multi-month thing. But there is a Steam beta that you can sign up for right now that's going to take place October 20th through the 26th. I'd highly recommend you try that out. Go over to Steam, click on the little request access button, and that will enter you in to play the Steam beta. Now, if you'd like to sign up and say that you're interested in this, gsch.info/g/tfd, and we'll be checking it out. I will stream it when I am able to. If there's no NDA for the October betas, I will stream those. And it is built in the Unreal 5 engine. It is going to be completely free to play, so it should be really interesting to see how this all comes out and plays. Aside from that, guys, this is our current watch list. So if you're like, hey Fog, do you know of this game? Yeah, I probably know about it. These are the ones that have landed on my board that I am currently tracking, trying to bring you all the information on all the updates. So for the summer 2022, we have Fractured, Tower of Fantasy, Frozen Flame, and Tree of Life, Odura, all releasing in the next few months. Frozen Flame I showed at Extra Life 2 years ago, and it has come miles from where it was then. So I'm possibly even thinking of slotting in the last slot for this year's Extra Life. Not sure yet, but we'll definitely cover it as it nears its launch. Fall 2022, Gloria Victis finally releases. Almighty Kill Your Gods is on its way to release. It just dropped an update last week. Fixed about 150 bugs, so that's pretty cool. On December, still wondering if it's going to actually release this year or if it's going to get pushed back too. Rogue Masters, that was the cooperative game, has 8-player dungeon diving. Should be coming out later this year. Sky Climbers coming out later this year. Warhammer 40k Darktide, that most likely will be a pretty active adventure, I think. A lot of people were really interested in the Vermintide upgrade to the 40k universe. Over the 2023 list, Throne and Liberty is the big one. That got delayed. It was originally Project TL. Before that, it was Lineage Eternal. It's gone through development hell for a long time, and is finally nearing the ability to release. They have pushed it back to 2023 out of safety's sake. So hopefully it doesn't just be another failed MMORPG. It looks like it could be a potential chapter if it releases and is actually good. Arc Raiders is coming out. That's a sci-fi FPS / third-person shooter. I think you can flip both perspectives. That's cooperative and large-scale as well. Diablo 4, most likely going to have players wanting to play that together. Return to Moria, I will definitely be giving that a try. Nightingale, going to be giving that a try. Path of Exile, we will definitely be streaming when it comes out. Palia, that looks pretty fun, and I think we're going to have quite a few people playing that as well. Bitcraft, not a whole lot known about that yet. I think as it nears completion, we'll see a lot more about that. Embers Adrift, Ethereal. All of these games down there in the white area, those are things that I'm tracking. Not really going to go over all of them for you. It'll take forever. But these are all things that I'm watching. And then in the future, we have Ashes of Creation, which should release sometime before I'm retired. Camelot Unchained will release after I'm retired. And Pantheon Rise of the Fallen will be released someday. All of which could be a chapter if people are still alive to play it. Soulframe is definitely going to be an adventure. I don't think it'll make a chapter, but I'm pretty sure we'll see an adventure. Probably last few years there. Artuva is still one that's kind of up in the air. It's been bouncing all over the place whether or not it's going to be a good game or not. Bella Torres looks really good, but we haven't seen anything other than the very first kind of drop of content that doesn't even have a trailer. So we'll see if that's even worth its weight when it comes out. Whoa, hold on a second. I don't even know how my thing just unmuted itself. So then we have Crimson Desert is going to be a cooperative game. Into the Echo is one that we saw a trailer for a couple years back. Haven't seen anything since. Same with Odin Valhalla Rising. Haven't seen anything about that. Path Fate is an indie MMO. Not sure when that's going to come out, but it is making progress. I will show it when it's ready to be seen. Rise, I have not seen anything else. And The End is a new MMORPG that doesn't really have anything about it publicly available. I've been tracking it, but so far, the end is about where the content is. And then Guild Wars 3, we know that's in development based on the job board, but there has not been an official reveal or release date or anything about the game yet. As soon as that drops, I will be covering that story like, nothing else. It will be more televised than Johnny Depp's trial. And then the ZeniMax new IP, we should get a release of that. I'm thinking it's going to be at QuakeCon. So tune into QuakeCon. They should drop some news on that, I'm hoping. And then the Riot Games MMO, there's leaks going. If you read Reddit, you've already seen the leaks probably. But that should be announced really soon. And then the Amazon Daybreak collaboration, we think might be the next EverQuest. We're going to see what goes on with that. Now, in addition, Amazon is talking with the crew from Throne and Liberty about publishing, so we're going to see if that goes through. So we might see Amazon's MMO lineup get a little deeper. So, in any case, that pretty much is everything, guys. That really is it. And now, I wanted to give you a chance to answer a poll. So go on over right there. There's a little URL. And we're going to have pop quiz time. Come on, let's go. I know you guys always love this part, so go ahead and hit that up, go to that quiz, and we'll start this thing. All right, first question. Is this your first Gaiscioch Community Summit? So far, we're 50-50. Down there at the bottom is the URL to get to the poll page. This is just kind of a warm-up. So I make sure that you guys know how to get there. Everyone is there. All right. See a few more votes getting cast. This is good. We're up to 7 now. There's 8. 8 out of 36. Yeah, spelling is hard. I totally agree with that right there. The link is at the bottom of the screen. All right, let me do this. I'm just going to copy and paste it in here for you. There you are. It is case sensitive. Anyone that works on a Linux environment will know that a lot of people sometimes will type all lowercase or all uppercase and it won't work because case matters, guys. Case matters. It's a URL. Not everybody makes everything lowercase on their sites. All right, so there we go. So we do have a few people that this was their first time. So welcome. Welcome to all those newcomers. I hope it wasn't too long. There was a whole lot of trailers this time just because of all the game conferences that we had in the last couple weeks. So 3 newcomers I'm seeing. So welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what games you're currently playing. Cast your vote. Which game are you currently playing? Pretty sure we'll know. And you can vote for multiple. So if you're playing multiple games with us, please feel free to tag them all on there. Be interesting to see how everyone shakes out here. All right, 14 of the 22 that voted for the first one have cast their votes. Gotta love the Rock and Stone. Deep Rock Galactic is such a good game. All right, I think that's about it. We got 20 of the 22 that voted for the first one. Good enough. Oh, there's 21. All right, so there you go. Guild Wars 2 is still the dominant of the people that are attending this here stream. Elder Scrolls and Conqueror's Blade are tied for second, followed by New World and Tower of Fantasy. then V Rising, followed by everybody else, well, Deep Rock Galactic, and then everybody else. But that's just kind of the overall picture of what we have here today represented. All right, so which new adventures are you looking to try out this summer to fall season? And if nothing, you could just leave it blank. That's okay too. It's good to see some people are actually interested in Fractured. I was worried I was going to play that one alone. I was actually one of the original crowdfunders of that game. Wasn't really sure if it was going to sink or swim, but I'm glad to see that it's finally nearing release. Alright, so there you go. Looks like we got a bunch of people, kind of evenly spread through them. Nobody loves Arcadegeddon, unfortunately. Maybe you'll pique your interest when I actually stream it for you. Who knows? In any case, let's go ahead and jump to the next little question. Alright, so which game on the horizon interested you most? So all those games that I listed there with the trailers, which one caught your eye? Alright, got 11, 12. Again, Nightingale did what it did the first time. Man, that first time that we put Nightingale on the board, it just dominated. It was instantly sold. But that's when they were saying it was an MMO. Now that it's now a co-op game, I think it's lost a little interest. But I think Soulframe is definitely going to be a big one in our community. The return of Moria, I can't wait for that game. I've been looking forward to a new kind of Lord of the Rings co-op game for so long. Embers Adrift, all of those people that voted for Embers Adrift, please get in touch with me. There's enough of you that I think I have codes for y'all. So you'll be able to play the beta with me, and we can all try it out together. That would be really nice. Alright, next up. Here you go. What distant future games are you looking forward to? Which games should I focus on and be able to dig up some more information on for you? Let's see what games you think. Jumping all over the place right now. I remember when Camelot Unchained was the top dog. That was like a decade ago. Heck, I think it's been almost 15. How old am I? Ouch. Alright. Alright, 17 of 22 original voters. There's 18. So Ashes of Creation still looks like a very positive thing in our future. The only linchpin that's going to kind of make or break it is it's going to be subscription based, which, you know, a lot of people have voiced their opinion that they don't want to do subscriptions anymore, so I don't know if that's going to work. And then B, there's forced PvP. So is every game that we have ever rolled into that has forced PvP, it's a flash fire. It literally is great for a month, and then as soon as people get to the PvP age, they fall off the planet and don't play it anymore. So I'm really hoping Ashes of Creation between now and whenever it releases kind of takes a page from New World's books and realizes that not everybody wants to be griefed, and you know, corrects that course, because otherwise I don't see it lasting very long. Throne and Liberty, however, there is no forced PvP in it. You go to PvP areas when you want to PvP. It is kind of stepping back to the kind of original Warhammer Dark Age of Camelot style gameplay where you go to a PvP area when you want to PvP. So that should be a nice little welcome change. And it's also focused on massive. So they want big guilds, they want big events, they want hundreds of things fighting on a screen at the same time. Can't wait. It's finally a game that supports massively multiplayer games. You know, not this like guild systems are 3 people nonsense. That's not a guild. That's like a party. You know, that's half a party. That's like a third of a party if you were playing, you know, Dark Age of Camelot. It's sad, is what that is. And then, you know, so Camelot Unchained, I don't know. I really wanted to love this game, but it has been so long. Like, I'm like, they probably should be on third engine by now. But, you know, who knows? All right, so that was our last poll of the day. Now we are going to jump over into Discord and do the AMA portion of the stream. If you have any questions about Gaiscioch, please feel free to hop into discord.gg. There you go. Discord.gg/GSEH. You should have the channel already. I'm going to unmute it for now, and hopefully it's not all talking at the same time. Alrighty. There we go. Alright, folks, welcome. If anybody has any questions, feel free to hit me up. There is a button next to the channel name. If you mouse over the channel name, you will see a little chat box. That will open chat. You can ask your questions in there if you want, or you can just say them. And that will make it really easy for us to answer questions. If you have questions and you're just watching Twitch, feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer them. Arcadegeddon is cross-platform from what I understand. So I'm pretty sure when I was playing it on PlayStation, I was seeing PC players as well. And it was free on PlayStation not too long ago. Are we raiding Embers Adrift anytime soon? I just got, the developer sent me a stack of keys that I can give away to my people for the Extra Life event this fall. I don't know that it's online permanently yet. Come this fall, it's supposed to go into its beta phase when it's going to be online 24/7. So when that happens, we will probably start streaming it. Until then, I've got the beta keys to get you into that beta, and I hope to be able to provide that to you. Okay, Kitty, with your question, I'm unsure if the games mentioned are free to play, sub, or buy to play. Which games? Okay, some of them are free to play. I don't know. I think most of the All right, Tower Fantasy is free to download, free to play. As far as I've seen, it doesn't even force you into doing any cash shop nonsense. I've been having fun with it. I haven't spent a single dime on it. It's been fun. Hood, Outlaws, and Legends was free on Epic Store and on PlayStation. It is no longer free, I don't think. I've seen it on sale for like $4. Arcadegeddon was free. It is now, I think, $19.99 on most platforms. Fractured, I think, is a buy once and then play forever. I think it's free to play once you buy it. Soulframe, we don't know. It's supposed to be a free to play, but I don't know if it's going to have an initial cost to buy it. Return of Moria, I have no idea what the cost is going to be. It's probably going to be a normal game. Embers Adrift is going to be a buy to play and then a sub. And then it's going to have, it's basically using all its funds that it gets from the subs to focus on producing content for the game. They don't want to worry about cash ups. They don't want to worry about gimmicks. They don't want to have all their developers focused on making the next shiny. They want to focus on making the next kind of experience. So that's what they're going to be focused on. Gangs of Sherwood, I don't know how that's going to be. It's probably going to be a buy. Nightingale is going to be free to play after you buy the game itself, from what I understand. That may change. I don't know. First Descendant is supposed to be a free to play all around. And then Throne and Liberty is supposed to be a free to play. Probably will have a Head Start pack or something like that. The solo missions, however, will break you out of your group. So they're all meant to be done solo, and every time you go into a solo mission, you won't be in a group anymore.